Hello, everyone. Welcome to another award-winning edition of the Locker Room Chat. My name is John Sleepy Williams, and I'm joined by my co-host, Sir Walter Stair.
Oh, yes. We're ready for some football and ready to start enjoying and computing and figuring out what's what from week to week.
Now, Walter, this time tomorrow night, high school football will be going on across the state.
Yes, it certainly will be. And, of course, Anderson County and Powell, what last year was something like 60-48. I'm predicting another shootout of 45-38. And I'm having Powell winning by a touchdown. But
okay, save them picks to the end of the show.
Well, yeah, we'll do that.
Don't want to give nothing away.
Yeah,
I've been waffling back and forth on that Powell and Anderson County game. And
oh, yeah.
of course, it's the OEB Law game of the week, and what a matchup. Defending state 5A champs, Powell Panthers, traveling to Anderson County to take on the Mavericks, and it's always a festive night at Anderson County anytime you go to a game up there, and it'll be packed Friday night.
Yes, it certainly will be. I was going back and forth whether it was tomorrow night or Friday night, and But yeah, that'll be a jam-packed house.
Certainly will, and high school football begins tomorrow. Tomorrow night, you got middle school football going on. They've been going on for a couple of weeks, and I think it's the fastest 15 weeks in sports.
I think it definitely is. You get into it and you look forward to the first week, then it's like all of a sudden you're looking up and it's the fifth week. I mean, it's just like zoom.
Right. Everybody loves high school football, and it just seems like it just flies by. It just it really does, but we're going to try and enjoy it a week at a time. We don't want to look too far ahead, and this week's week 1, and there's 11 weeks now.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have the week 0, but teams have buys built in, so you got 11 weeks of high school football, then you got 5 more weeks of playoffs, ending with the state championships in Chattanooga. So, but it begins tomorrow night, and on Rivalry Thursday, it's Jeff County at Sevier County.
That ought to be a good one.
Mm-hmm. That's on Rivalry Thursday with Mark Packer and Austin Price. Also, Heritage is at Maryville. And an interesting fact there, we'll talk about that later, but William Blunt's quarterback, he transferred to Maryville.
Oh, okay.
So he's starting for the Rebels. So
that's rough for William Blunt.
That's good for Clinton, I guess.
That's true.
Also, tomorrow night, we have Chattanooga Brainerd's at Bradley Central. Red Banks at Cleveland. That's a big game down in that area.
It certainly is.
You have Signal Mountain at Chattanooga Hickson. And Chattanooga Grace is at TSD, Tennessee School for the Deaf. That's games in East Tennessee. Switching over to Middle Tennessee, Hendersonville is at the 6A champs, Oakland.
It was
two times
Oakland that beat Maryville, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oakland's the 2-time state champions in 6A. They got the longest winning streak in high school football at 30 wins. So
well, that's amazing to knock Maryville sort of off their high loft that they've been on.
Cane Ridge will be at Pearl Cone. You have Cornersville at Richland. Shelbyville's at Tullahoma, and that's a big rivalry game.
Tullahoma's a big power.
Yeah, Tullahoma won the Class 4A last year, defeating Elizabethton. So it's a big game there in the mid-state. Also, Cookville is at Upperman. So that's an interesting matchup. Those two schools are pretty close by.
Oh, yeah.
Upperman, I think Upperman's a 3A school, and of course Cookville's 6A. So, but Upperman's got a good program and seems like about every sport.
Oh, yeah.
Also, have Hickman's at Wayne County. Switching over to West Tennessee, have Munford at Covington. Memphis Business School at Hardin Academy. I don't know if we'll mention the Memphis Business School again this year.
Probably not. That's a long ways away.
Raleigh, Egypt at Kingsbury. Memphis Fairleigh at Memphis East. Oak Haven is at Memphis Middle College. Might not mention that one either.
How would you have a middle college in Memphis?
Middle college is like in high school now. They can take college classes while they're in high school, and they call it middle college. So apparently this whole school is a middle college.
That's interesting.
Getting their education,
That's good.
Getting their credits.
That's always the most important thing, the education.
Peabody's at Milan, and Hillcrest is at Tresvant. So that's the games on Thursday night, tomorrow night across the Tennessee High School football, and a lot more games this year on Thursday night. I believe I read there's going to be like 234 games on Thursday night.
Right, and I had read one of the main reasons they've got to spread out the officials because they have such a shortage that it's unbelievable that there's no way to get them all on Friday night.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the officials in Anderson County. He was telling me they're like 50 officials short, so.
Goodness gracious.
All of you young men or women out there, if you like to officiate, just contact Leonard Scarborough, and I'm sure he'll be able
Put you right to work.
Put you right to work, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it's a lot of officials, and some have retired, and
oh yeah,
we need some young blood in there.
It's a hard sort of thing, and you're under a lot of scrutiny, and you've got to do a lot of training, and be able to do, a lot of running. Mm-hmm. My goodness.
Also, this week came down, TWSAA had a Board of Control meeting. They were meeting about classifications, mainly for, I think, baseball, softball, and basketball. Because they have 4 classes now. They was talking about going back to 3 classes, but they decided not to do anything. They talked like they didn't have enough sample size to really judge this past year. We're just sort of concerned with the smaller districts and all of the travel involved in these smaller districts. So they're going to keep it as is for at least the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's. I think the situation with particularly the travel and that sort of thing costs so much these days that, if you're playing somebody that's 75 or 100 miles away, that adds up.
Mm-hmm. I think competitively, it is better to have 4 classes. Some of the schools in our area, they can compete a little bit more, I think, year-round by playing schools their size.
Oh yes.
You take baseball, for instance. Farragut. They pretty much dominate the 3A, and then you look at schools like Clinton and Anderson County, and Oak Ridge. It's hard to compete against Farragut.
Oh yeah, it certainly is.
You have a high school which probably has 300 or 400 more students, than you do.
Oh, yeah.
But on a state-wide level, to get to the state, it's a lot more convenient, I think, or I don't know if convenience is the word, but for these smaller schools, look at Anderson County last year, they made it to the sub-state.
Oh yeah.
In 4A, no, excuse me, in 3A. They stayed in 3A, but they about made the state tournament, and if they were in with 3 classifications, they might be lucky to get to the regional,
Exactly.
So I think it's good from that standpoint. We got a lot to talk about tonight,
certainly
Walter.
do.
We're going to, for the next 60 minutes, we're going to make some predictions. We're going to look at each school in our area, how we think they will do. Also, we're going to look at picking the region winners for schools in our area. And, you know, we've been going by like a tri-county area, but 12 schools, but we picked up a couple. Then we're going to 5 counties, so
Exactly.
we got Cumberland County and Campbell County joining the mix, and of course they have been on BBB for some years, I believe. Just sort of forgot about that, but you know we got some viewers there in the Stone Memorial area and also up in Campbell County. So
Well, welcome everyone to the fold.
yeah, instead of Tri-County, we're I guess a quintuplet.
That'll work.
Is that 5? That's 5, ain't it? Quintuplet.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yes.
So we're 5 county wide now. So we're expanding our broadcast.
Expanding the globe.
And you see our phone numbers there. Give us a call. You know, we've got some calls from Cumberland County before, but you know, give us a call. It's toll free there. You can call anywhere across the state or country, I guess. But
Oh, yes.
I heard the super fan might call in later.
Yes, that would be nice from up Wisconsin way.
Well, I was talking about
Another super.
talking about the one and only Eric Oakes.
Oh, that sounds good. He's localized from Knoxville and a Cofield big timer.
He's a super fan, yeah.
That's it.
So, but yeah, Friday night, Powell in Anderson County. Then you want to stay tuned in. Friday night, you got the scoreboard show, which is always good. Jonathan Cox, David Queener hosting that. So we got football here, but we're going to make our predictions towards the end of the show. We got 20 games we're going to pick winners here from games across the area. So you can see how you fare against us. I think I got you last year, Walter.
You certainly did. I closed the gap towards the last,
Yeah,
but you still.
Kept giving me a scare there a little bit. I was able to hang on and get that win. But right now, let's talk about the Jamboree. Talk about the Jamboree last week. I know you had the 5-Star Prep Jamboree up in Carson Newman. I was able to attend that. You had the KOC going on in Knoxville. You had the Roane County Jamboree. But start up there with that 5-Star Prep Jamboree and Carson Newman and Oak Ridge and Anderson County, 7-7.
Yeah, it was a good matchup, and Goins, the transfer from Alcoa, did a good job. He set the pace for Clinton in the only scoring drive for the Dragons. Goins, the cousin of Alcoa legend Randall Cobb, starts his junior season with Clinton after transferring from Alcoa and has made an immediate impact. Clinton, of course, lost to perennial 4A power Greenville 14-7, but played them quite tough, and doing that certainly speaks volumes for the Dragons. Joshua Keith connected with Goins on the 70-yard touchdown pass, and it seems like he'll be a likely target for Keith this year.
Yeah, he's a pretty impressive looking athlete. He's really going to help Clinton. I think he's going to play. He's going to catch some passes and he's going to run the ball. And you know, Greenville came out, scored on their first couple of drives. They had big plays. First play of the game, they had a pass out in the flat, broke a couple tackles. Had a big gain, got down to about the 20 of Clinton. Took them about 5 or 6 plays, and they punched it in. And Clinton come back, went 3 and out, and punted the ball. And Greenville first play threw a bomb, got behind the Clinton defense, and quick 6 there, and they went up 13-0. And Clinton, though, was impressive. You know, they came back at a 70-yard drive, as you mentioned,
right,
and scored. So Clinton, that was good to see Clinton score there. I think they really needed that from a confidence standpoint, because Greenville, you know, is one of the top teams in Class 4A.
I think that helps them a lot to take on a team that's that strong, even though it was a scrimmage, but a strong scrimmage, and I think that worked out good. Also, the Oak Ridge matchup against Anderson County, which I thought was going to be a good one. Oak Ridge was the first to strike in the Jamboree against AC in the first quarter. Oak Ridge quarterback Peyton Sharp led the Wildcats on a 70-yard drive, culminating in a 35-yard pass to junior Power 5 prospect Brandon Hayward. And before ending the first quarter, though, Anderson County pounded back and found itself closer to the goal line on a 40-yard pass from senior quarterback Walker Martinez to senior Eli Braden, put the Mavericks in opponent's territory. Martinez followed his long pass with a 10-yard pass to senior Braden Miller to set the Mavericks up at the 5-yard line. Miller received a sweep handoff for the score, all tied at 7, and that's the way it ended in the end. But both of them played each other tough.
Right, that was a good matchup. Yeah, both teams I thought did some good things. Anderson County was playing without a Gavin No, their all-state running back slash linebacker, and so Gavin No, saw him on the sidelines. He looks like he'll be good to go, I think, Friday night, but they just held him out, and a lot of schools hold out players in the Jamboree. Saw Bryson Val back for Anderson County. He was out there playing, so it was good to see him back. But it was a good matchup. Good to see AC and Oak Ridge playing each other on the field. I hope they get, maybe next year when we have new scheduling, maybe they'll schedule each other. Like to see that, but it's well, yeah. I think Oak Ridge, the quarterback Peyton Sharp hit the Hayward for the touchdown pass there.
Right.
I know they got a quarterback battle going on there at Oak Ridge, and the Wildcats sustained an injury in that game. I was told it was Coach Scott Cummings of Oak Ridge. His son was injured. He was playing defense. I think it goes both ways. Pretty good player. I think he injured his shoulder or collarbone. I'm not sure, but that's a big loss there for the Wildcats.
Also, Powell played it safe and did not play their senior quarterback Jordan Potts in the Jamboree, and they just played it safe there. Bearden won in the 12-minute quarter, 14-0. Bearden is not expected to be super good, but you don't know for sure, going with a second string and third string quarterback for Powell, how that affected the Panthers in that. But apparently Bearden might be a little bit better than a lot of folks are saying that they're going to be.
Yeah, they got the new head coach there, Josh Jones. He was OC at Powell the last few years, and
well, then he's got a good background.
Yeah, he's a good offensive coach, and I'm like you. I think Bearden's going to be scoring some points this year.
Right.
More so than last year. I think they struggled offensively last year. Look for the Bulldogs to be more efficient this year on offense.
Also, Farragut over Carnes 7-0. Carnes senior running back and Mr. Football winner Deshaun Bishop played only sparingly. He just played a couple of snaps in the first series, gaining 4 yards on his only carry, but Farragut won 7-0. They're picking Farragut to actually be pretty good in their district and region.
The Admirals, they went to the quarterfinals last year and
beat the Wildcats last year too. So.
Right, and they'll play each other again this season.
Yeah, that's sort of a rivalry, just about like Clinton Oak Ridge is too. I mean, they both get after.
Oh yeah, it's big time rivalry there at Farragut and Oak Ridge. They've had some great games over the years. Walter, let's go back. The 5-star prep poll came out, and let's go back. They've got Alcoa, I think, ranked number 1 in that.
Yes.
Let's talk a little about Greenville. I saw where 5 stars got Greenville ranked number 9. I think that's a little bit too low for them. I had Oak Ridge at 8. which I think that's a little bit maybe too high. They had AC at 10,
Yes.
and they had the Dragons getting some love at number 13. But what is the top 5 there? They had Alcoa, Powell, Maryville, West, and then Catholic.
Yeah, you're remembering that very good off the top of your head.
Catholic looked really good there up at that jamboree in Carson Newman. They put it on Science Hill, but what do you think about that top 5? What would be your top 5 or top 10 for that matter?
I would put Alcoa up there. Alcoa just looks incredibly unbelievable. Maryville.
Can they get past Maryville? Can they beat them this year? I mean, I know they can.
They
but
probably can this year. I see Maryville going down slightly, but I mean they're way on top of the mountain anyway. But I see them going down slightly. I see Maryville actually losing to Alcoa this year.
Okay. Yeah, Alcoa's got a new coach there. He was promoted within the staff. Gary Rankin. He's now at Boyd Buchanan. He won 13 state championships at Alcoa.
That is unbelievable. I don't think anything like that will ever happen again.
So you would have Alcoa at 1, and I might have to agree with you. Of course, number 2, I don't know if I'd have Powell. I like West. I like Knoxville West.
West always seems to have all these players that, I mean, are just skilled players that can, I mean, really move and get the job done.
Right, and I know Powell, they have some really good skilled players too on offense. Flip a coin there, I guess. But
exactly.
We'll see Powell on Friday night, though. OEB Law Game of the Week here, Channel 12, Powell, Anderson County. Number 3, Maryville, as you mentioned. I was just thinking, Greenville had them at number 9. Thought that might have been a bit too low for them.
Yeah, I think they ought to be 4 or 5. I
Green
would think.
Devils. Possibly be. That's pretty good, stout top 5 that 5 stars got right there. But I don't necessarily agree with their order. But
right.
We'll see how that all shakes down. But any other local teams in that 5-star prep poll?
Well, yeah, like you said, Oak Ridge at number 8, which they've got a lot of skilled players. Top returning player, Brandon Hayward, 5'11", 170-pound junior, wide receiver, Power 5 prospect, and Elijah Rogers, 6'1", 180-pound senior wide receiver, Campbell commitment, and Jaya Hunley, 5'8", 195-pound senior running back and wide receiver. And their key games will be at South Doyle August 19th, Clinton September 2nd, Farragut September 9th, at Powell September 30th, Greenville October 7th, and Carnes October 13th. And then, of course, Anderson County at number 10, as last year they were 6-6 overall, 5-0 within their region, Class 4A, and went to the second round of the state playoffs. Top returning players, Bryson Val, 6'4", 185-pound senior wide receiver, big FBS prospect. Gavin No, he is quite stout, 6'1", 225-pound senior running back, a Navy commitment, and Walker Martinez, 5'11", 170-pound senior quarterback. And their key games will be Powell, of course, on Friday night at Fulton, September 2nd, South Doyle, September 16th, Elizabethton, September 23rd, Carter, September 30th, and Gibbs, October 6th.
Didn't Rockwood come in there at 25?
Yes, they certainly did. Matter of fact, they talked about them, and they said senior quarterback Dryston Turner and senior tailback Dakota Waldo will be experienced and capable leaders for the Rockwood offense. Big Nehemiah Story, 6'1", 285-pound, will anchor the line. Getting a guy in that classification, 6'1", 285, that's a stout fella.
Sure is. And Coach Webb there at Rockwood. He's back, I think his 26th year. So Rockwood getting some love there in the 5-star prep poll. And I got some scores. Also, you got some other teams
Kingston
there.
and Coalfield and Oneida also had a lot of mentions as far as being near the top 25.
Okay. And I got some Roane County Jamboree scores from last week, as well as Harriman 7, Scott 7. And also Scott played another game. They played Oliver Springs 7. They won 7-6 over the Bobcats. This was a Jamboree. And Rockwood over Midway 14-7, and Oneida over Kingston 7-0. So some competitive games there.
Definitely sounds like
I think they played at Kingston.
That sounds good.
But man, our time's getting away from us, Walter. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back. Give us a call. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Got a pain in your neck? Just turn that wreck into a check. Get the money you need, get the money you want. Call OEB Law.
You can pick anybody to help you with your motorcycle wreck, or you can choose the pros at OEB Law. Let us turn your motorcycle wreck into a check.
Got a pain in your neck? Just turn that wreck into a check. Get the money you need, get the money you want. Call OEB Law.
At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than a car dealer. We're a Subaru retailer and Tennessee's only 11-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Award. We're proud to be active in supporting our community and have fostered partnerships with local charities such as CASA of the Tennessee Valley and the Roane County Animal Shelter. We're also committed to our customers, and our state-of-the-art facility in Kingston features expanded service capacity to provide the quality automotive care that you deserve.
2022 Subaru Outback models are available now at Earl Duff Subaru in Kingston or on the web at duffsubaru.com.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is it's safer than being tackled by a Tennessee Titan. Give it a shot. Find a free vaccine appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
I'm Amanda, one of the RN shift leaders at Rome Medical Center. I love the sense of community that we have here. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced, and that's why I choose Rome Medical Center.
I choose Rome Medical Center because this is where my heart is. My family and friends use Rome Medical Center, and I want everyone that comes through our doors to have an experience that makes them as proud of Rome Medical Center as I am.
Find out why Rome Medical Center is the best choice for your future in healthcare. Learn more at ronemedicalcenter.com.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Chat. And our phone lines are open. Give us a call. We got a question or a comment. We got high school and middle school football going on. Also, volleyball began Monday, Walter, and only two scores I could find was the Clinton Lady Dragons defeating Union County and Campbell County, both 3-0. So they swept the match. I think Anderson County, I think they start their season tomorrow, and that's the only scores I saw. I know I saw Harriman played, but I didn't see a score. That was in volleyball, but also in soccer, we had Scott over Campbell County 6-2. It was Pigeon Forge over Harriman 4-0, or 4-0. Clinton defeated Oliver Springs in soccer 3-1. Anderson County 3-1 over Cumberland County. Livingston Academy 3, Kingston 1. And Oak Ridge had a big win over Webb last night, 2-1.
Huh.
So some of the local teams getting in the win column there. So congratulations to those schools. Right now we're going to go ahead and look at the region standings from last year, and we're going to. You don't have the region standings, Chandler? But we'll go ahead and look at the region standings. Right now we got the Class 2A, Walter, looking at it. Some of the players to watch across the state in Class 2A. This is Carter Mansfield. E.J. Gillum from Freedom Prep. He's a junior quarterback. Had 31 touchdown passes last year and 3 interceptions.
My goodness.
Got a running back out of Monterey, a senior. Just under 2,000 yards rushing last season, Mason Bowman. He's up for Mr. Football. A wide receiver from Mount Pleasant, DeMarcus Brown. He's a senior. And he's a Southeast Missouri State commit. Also offensive lineman Spence Tankersley from Forest High School, 6'5", 285.
That's a big fella.
Defensive lineman from Riverside, Cole Montgomery. Linebacker Hayden Smith from Westview, and Westview won the state last year. Defensive back Marion Harris, also from Westview. And their Mr. Football prediction is Mason Bowman from Monterey. And look at some of the region predictions. In Class 2A, you got Hampton, number 1. Region 2, 2A, Monterey. You got Rockwood and Oneida there, 2 and 3. Meigs County to win Region 3, 2A. 4A, Trousdale County. And on down the line, we get into some Middle and West Tennessee. But this top 15, it's got Westview picked number 1. Ain't that the quarterback from Westview last year? Didn't he go to Alabama?
Yes, I think he did.
I think Tennessee was trying to get him. I can't think of his name right now. But they got Westview number 1, Trousdale County number 2, Meigs County number 3. Also, Hampton is number 8. And that's all they have. You got Monterey there at number 11. So that's a look at your Class 2A across the state. Waiting on Chandler maybe throw up some of the local regions here to look at. Switch back over to 1A. Walter, in the top 15 in Class 1A. They got McKenzie winning or being ranked number 1. McKenzie. You got Cofield coming in at number 6. South Pittsburgh number 3. South Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken, they defeated McKenzie last year to win the state. Also, you have Gordonsville at number 5. Cofield, as I mentioned, number 6. Cloudland, number 7. And that's about all the local teams there in that top 15.
And you've got just about every single time those teams are vying for the top. I mean, the South Pittsburgh, the Cloudlands, they're always going after, and of course, Cofield.
Yeah, in 1A, well, let's go here locally in Region 2, 1A, which that's Cofield's region. I'm taking the Yellow Jackets. You
Yes.
got Greenback in there, Oakdale, Midway, Oliver Springs, Harriman, and Sunbright. Greenback had a little bit of a down year last year.
They certainly did. A few years ago, they did exceptionally well, and it's just like they've been going down ever since.
Who you like in that region? You like Coalfield?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Midway could do pretty well also.
Right, Midway in the playoffs last year as well. Oakdale finished number 2 last year. Mansfield got them number 3 this year, going 8-2. So Coach J.R. Voles at Oakdale has got the Eagles flying high.
Oh, yes.
See if we can go up here and find some more of these region standings. Give me a second here. Looks like we got a call. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and take this call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the locker room chat. You're on the air. Go ahead. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us.
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to come through again.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Having a little technical difficulties with their phone lines right now. Just keep trying. We got these regions here, Walter. We'll start with 5A. 5A, we got Powell, Carnes, Oak Ridge, Clinton, and Campbell County. North City also. Who you like in that region this year?
As far as winning it, I would look at Powell to win it.
Right, Powell is the favorite. And who you think the battle will be for number 2, I think?
Probably the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and Clinton, I think, could very well be in the mix.
Yeah, that's going to be, you also got Carnes in there. They finished number 2 last year. I think our phone lines are back up, so go ahead and give us a call back. So here we go. Go ahead, caller. You're on the locker room chat.
What's going on, Big Daddy?
What's going on there, Eric?
It's game week, baby.
It's football time in Tennessee.
It's football time in Tennessee.
Sounds like you're doing good.
Hey, Coalfield rolls into Washburn Friday night, pulls off a big win. Of course, it's always a big win when you beat your rivals. And then, you got, 4 straight games where it's like Oakdale, Sunbright, warm-up games. But then, man alive, is Coalfield's schedule backloaded or what, man?
I believe it is. Who do y'all play in that back half?
Well, I think you start off, week 6, we got, Gordonsville. Ooh. And then we got, I want to say Midway, Greenback, 09, and Oliver Springs to end the year. I mean, that's like a murderer's row going into the playoffs. It's like, man alive, you're just going to be beat all to pieces going into the playoffs. That's terrible.
Yeah, you definitely want to stay healthy, but it might be tough to do running through that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a gauntlet right there at the end of the year, right before you go into the playoffs. And, I mean, that's just a stinker, man. But I tell you this, it's going to make for a good regular season. I mean, everybody's going to be fired up, excited to see who wins what. But, whew, at week 1, I mean, you're going to be bruised up, beat up. I mean, you're playing your Greenback and Oneida and Olive Springs, back to back to back.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets coming in just right outside the 5-star prep top 25, and also was Carter Mansfield. I think he had them. Let's say they were ranked number 8, I believe. At Cofield number 8, Class A or 6.
Yes.
So.
Well, that's got to be in single A. I mean, that ain't the state. I mean, that's not statewide. But.
Yeah, that's in single A statewide.
Well, I mean, that means you make the third round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's where Cofield's been. Seems like they're there about every year.
Yeah, and then you run into South Pittsburgh, and I'm sorry, but get your eyes drilled out.
Well, don't say that.
That's the way it's been. I mean, it's gotta change before you can say anything different.
I know, but you don't want to say that going into this season because.
No, I'm not saying it going in.
It's a new season.
I'm saying in the past we've gotten to that third and fourth round and ran into the buzzsaw that is South Pittsburgh and got our eyes drilled out.
Yeah, they're defending state champs.
Well, there's nothing I would like better than to beat South Pittsburgh, even if it meant a fourth round win and a loss in the state championship game, if we could just beat South Pitt. That's kind of like what we talked about earlier. Like, as a Tennessee fan, how many Tennessee fans would take a 2-11 or 2-10 season and beat Florida and Alabama?
I don't know. I wouldn't take that. I don't like that.
Probably not.
2-10. No, that's.
As long as we beat Wartburg and Olive Springs, and that's the biggest thing, and then make it to the playoffs.
Now, you wouldn't be happy with that now. If you just won 2 games, you'd be screaming bloody murder.
Well, I mean, Oakdale, Sunbright, they ain't gonna beat us. So there's your guaranteed playoff spot right there. And then get South Pitt. I don't care where. At South Pitt, at Cofield, whatever. And beat them and lose the state championship, but beat South Pitt, I'm good with that.
Yeah, if you
I'm tired of losing to them jokers.
Yeah, you beat South Pitt, you'll probably be in the state championship.
Well, you know what? The last time we got there, we didn't have to play South Pitt because Lake County beat South Pitt. And then Lake County beat the tarnation out of us in the second half of a game that we had control of in the first half. And a bad turnover that was nobody's fault at the end of the first half completely turned that game around.
That was back in, 2014?
Yep, 14, I believe it was.
The one and only Peyton Tinker was a wide receiver on that Cofield team.
Well, I mean, I'm not naming no names. I ain't saying nobody did anything wrong.
I know that.
It was just a bad turnover at a terrible time that flipped the game. But we were going in, man, at half. We were going in to take the... I don't remember if we were going to tie the game or take the lead, but it flipped the script, man. And the momentum swapped big time. And it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, I remember watching that. What do you think about Friday night? You got any upset specials games across the area?
Man,
think Anderson County can beat Powell? Think they'll do it? It's been close the last couple of years.
I'll give you this: if Anderson County beats Powell, they'll outscore them.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, a high-scoring affair.
I don't know if it'll be as high-scoring as last year.
If Anderson County beats Powell, it'll be like a 42-35 game or something like that.
Yeah, I can see some
Because-
points. Yeah, I can see some points being put up
For
Friday
sure.
night.
Dude, did you see how good Anderson County looked throwing the ball in that jamboree?
Yes, I was
They
there.
they was chucking it all. Well, I watched the video, but I'm telling you, they was chucking the ball all over the field.
Yeah, Martinez, he's got a good touch on that ball.
And accuracy.
Right, he's very
Touch and accuracy.
he's good
So
at
he can loft it in. He can throw it in there like a bullet if he needs to, because he does have the arm strength. I mean, yes, Anderson County has the ability to compete with Powell. Powell lost a lot. You ain't got that Division I defensive tackle over there no more pressuring the quarterback.
Walter's favorite player, Walter Nolan.
You got it.
I mean, he's no longer there.
And his younger brother's not there either.
So, I mean, it could be, it could be Anderson County comes out and just wipes the field with them. The team I saw, the Anderson County team I saw looked a lot better than the Powell team I saw.
Right,
I'll tell you that.
I thought they might have got the best of Oak Ridge there. They was getting the momentum there after Oak Ridge scored, and it'd have been interesting to see if they'd played a four-quarter game.
I know this ain't week one, but I'm going to call it right now. Alcoa is going to beat Maryville this year.
You calling it?
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
Well, they're at Ray County Friday night.
And they're going to smoke them. Alcoa
I can't remember what that.
Deal.
Yeah, I can't remember what that score was last year, but Ray County went to Alcoa. I cannot remember how that went, but I think
Well, I
they did.
promise you one thing, Alcoa won.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did win.
I mean, what did Alcoa lose? One game last year.
Maryville.
That's exactly right. And I'm telling you, this is the year. Now, Alcoa is is Alcoa 2A or 3A? Did they move up to 3A or are they still 2?
3A.
So they're 3A now. Okay. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Alcoa moved up voluntarily.
I think that's
Yeah, I think they did.
I think they moved up voluntarily. I think they wanted to move up.
They talked
I
about
think
going
they
to
wanted
4A.
to move up.
They talked
Yeah,
about
I
moving
think
up to
Alcoa-
4A, but they talked
But
about
when
it,
you
but they
talk
haven't
about-
done it.
But when you talk about numbers of students, I think Alcoa could still qualify for 2A football if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I believe they moved up voluntarily to 3A. And they've got a system, just like Maryville does. They play the same offense from the time they're 5 years old all the way up. They play the same position from the time they're 5 years old all the way up, just like Maryville does. And
Yeah, they wanted to move up to 4A about 4 years ago, but they decided not to because of the travel. There's a lot of schools, a lot of 4A schools moved up to 5A, and then Alcoa decided not to, so they stayed in 3A.
If Alcoa wanted to compete at 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, whatever,
They could compete in any one of them. Yeah.
they could compete in any league that they go in. It's not a fluke that they've won. Alcoa, if you look, Alcoa's won more state titles than Maryville has in the past 10 years.
That's true.
Certainly have. They're going for 8 in a row this year.
That's exactly right. And this
Just can't
is
beat
the
Maryville.
year- This is the year that they're going. Hey, I was at that game at Maryville. 5 years ago, something like that. Alcoa did not throw a single pass in the entire game. They ran the ball on every play and beat Maryville at Maryville.
Mm-hmm. There was a few years they should have won some other games too, but they just couldn't get it done.
Hey, am I the only one that's fired up about this, baby? It's football season.
But Eric, we got to get off here. We got to get another break, and we're going to come back and make some prediction for the games coming up. So stick
Get her
around.
done, fellas. Hey, I appreciate you taking my call. And, hey, call me when you leave there. I'll holler at you, man.
Take care, Eric.
See you, bye. Hey, see you, Walter.
Take care.
Bye.
That's the super fan. So you used to work with him?
Yes, I certainly did.
It made it interesting, I bet.
It was very interesting.
We'll go ahead and take another break. We'll be right back with some predictions. So stick around. You're watching Locker Room Chat.
Call OEB Law today and let us turn your motorcycle wreck into a check.
You got a pain in your neck, just turn that wreck into a check. Get the money you need, get the money you want. Call OEB Law. We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than a car dealer. We're a Subaru retailer and Tennessee's only 11-time winner of the Subaru Love Promise Award. We're proud to be active in supporting our community and have fostered partnerships with local charities such as CASA of the Tennessee Valley and the Roane County Animal Shelter. We're also committed to our customers, and our state-of-the-art facility in Kingston features expanded service capacity to provide the quality automotive care that you deserve.
2022 Subaru Outback models are available now at Earl Duff Subaru in Kingston or on the web at duffsubaru.com.
We should never lose sight of our health. To keep moving forward, let's not forget everything we've learned. Limit the salty food options. Make your own daily exercise routine. And always receive regular checkups. More than anything, we have learned how important these small steps can make a big difference, so we can all continue to move forward together.
I choose Roane Medical Center because this is where my heart is. My family and friends use Roane Medical Center, and I want everyone that comes through our doors to have an experience that makes them as proud of Roane Medical Center as I am. I'm Nancy Easter, Manager of Materials at Roane Medical Center, and I'm so happy to work for an employer that values me and makes me feel appreciated.
Find out why Roane Medical Center is the best choice for your future in healthcare. Learn more at roanemedicalcenter.com.
Call OEB Law today and let us turn your motorcycle wreck into a check.
You got a pain in your neck, just turn that wreck into a check. Get the money you need, get the money you want. Call OEB Law.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Chat, and right now me and Walter's going to make our predictions for Thursday night and Friday night, some games here in the high school football. So, Walter, we'll start it off. Rivalry Thursday game, Jeff County at Sevier County. Who you like?
The away team, Jefferson County, heading to Sevier County. I pick Jefferson County to win. I've got them to win by one touchdown, 35-28.
Wow, you got score and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take Jeff County, too. They're getting some love this year. They got a pretty good running back there, Amarian Mills, so and Isaiah Hall, the quarterback. So I'll take Jeff County to win at Sevier County. You got Powell at AC, and I've waffled back and forth on this. You know, AC's been close the last couple years. Can they do it this year? But I'm just going to go with Powell. I think with their skill players and the quarterback, I'm going to take the Powell Panthers.
Yeah, I'm picking that in the shootout. Also, Powell 45-38.
Chattanooga Central at Campbell County.
Campbell County 21-14.
Campbell County went to Chattanooga Central and won last year, and I'll take the Price boys and the Cougars Friday night to get the win as well. William Blunt at Clinton. Give me the Dragons big. Friday night, they won last year 41-23. I'm picking like 50-7 this year for the Dragons.
That sounds good to me. I picked Clinton also. Not as big a win, but I hope they get it. 38-18.
Sunbright at Cosby.
I'm picking Cosby, and I think it'll be a close one, 21-17. They're close in ability, it seems like.
Yeah. I'm going to take Sunbright. Sunbright beat Cosby last year 53-24. Only game they won last year, so I'm going to take the Tigers again under the coach, Sunbright's coach, Brian Hamby. So I'm taking the Tigers. Kingston at Harriman. Kingston defeated Harriman last year 54-0. It'll be a little bit closer than that this year, but I'm going to still take the Yellow Jackets to defeat the Blue Devils.
Right, Kingston Yellow Jackets, I've got them defeating Harriman 42-20.
Pickett County at Oakdale.
Oakdale 17-10. I think Oakdale will handle them.
This game was canceled last year due to some COVID issues, I believe, but I'm going to take Oakdale to win as well. Is who you picked?
Yes, Oakdale.
Okay. Oliver Springs at Rockwood. Rockwood won last year 41-8. Give me the Tigers over Coach Tyler Harper in his debut at Oliver Springs.
Yeah, Rockwood rather handling 35-14 is what I have.
Midway versus Sell Creek. Green Wave lost some key players last year. I'm not sure what Sell Creek's got. Midway won last year 42-26. Give me the Green Wave again over Sell Creek.
Yeah, Midway I've got 21-14 over Sell Creek.
Oak Ridge at South Dole.
That'll be good. Oak Ridge 28-21 over South Dole.
I'll take Oak Ridge as well. Avenge a loss last year. Quickly here, we've got a couple minutes. Cofield and Wartburg. Give me Cofield.
Yeah, I've got Cofield 48-6.
North City Stone Memorial. Give me the Panthers, Stone Memorial.
Stone Memorial, that's who I've got 28-10.
Two Panthers there.
That's what I was going to say.
Hardin Valley at Carnes. Carnes won last year 21-7. I'll take the Beavers.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same thing. The Beavers 35-14. I think Bishop will get a lot of yards in that game.
Hardin Valley's got a new coach, Jeff Miner, from Oak Ridge. AE at Fulton. AE's taking a step up. Fulton a step back. I still like the Falcons to win.
Yeah, I think that will be, close. Well, I don't really want to say slaughter, but I guess I said it. Fulton will win 48-0.
Wow. I think AE's improved, though, I hear. Gibbs at Hall's, a big battle there. Rivals, give me Hall's at home.
I've got Halls also.
Carter at Webb. Carter defeated Webb last year. I'm going to take the Spartans this year.
I've got Webb myself.
Hampton at Pigeon Forge. Hampton went to the finals last year in 2A. Pigeon Forge lost by 6. Give me the Tigers to avenge that.
I've got Pigeon Forge to win, but it's going to be close.
Alcoa Ray.
Alcoa.
Alcoa. West and Bearden. Give me West. No, excuse me. Yeah, West.
Got West.
Mo West and Mo East. Give me Mo West.
Mo West also.
See you next week on the Locker Room Chat.
Take care.